Hello, sweet friends. It's me, Mandy. And if you are here watching the replay, comment hashtag replay and let us know what resonates with you. Know that even if you don't catch the lives that I do on Facebook, if you're watching the recording, you are called to it for a reason. And there's going to be info in here for you as well to think about, to spark curiosity, to help clear some blocks, to help you start kind of noticing the way that some of these celestial events are impacting you. For those of you who are sensitive to energy, you may feel very electrified today. Even yesterday and the day before, like this can be perceived, the electrification of energy like this can be perceived as foggy brain sometimes. Sometimes it causes aching. Sometimes it causes very vivid dreaming. Has anybody been experiencing that? Super vivid dreams, aching in the joints, racing thoughts, but they're not really connected to anything, or even kind of a feeling of excitement, but not really connected to anything. This is what the Lions Gate often can do. This gate specifically, this event and this time of year is very much about harvest. So you're harvesting all of the things that you've been working on since the beginning of the year, if not since last year. So healing that you've been trying to do, manifestations that you've been trying to bring forward, understandings that you've been trying to draw into your experience, support that you've been looking for, even physical world stuff like that raise, that house, that person can start coming into the periphery at this time because it kind of all lines up to support you towards your next highest step on your path. So I wanted to do a card pull because I just felt like it needed to happen. There's so much joy in the air right now, and if you can lean into it, I'm just going to open my Facebook here so that I can see if there's comments. Please feel free to say hello and let me know where you're listening from. Um, I want to see what Spirit has to say about how to use this energy best and what it's going to bring forward for a lot of us. I've been seeing a lot of trends happening as I've been doing readings for people. There just seems to be similar themes that are kind of for everybody. And I'm curious to see if it shows up with this as well, because I know a lot of people are seeking right now, and a lot of people are struggling right now with the emotionality within themselves and without themselves, like what they see in other people and what they're feeling inside of themselves, especially if you're an introvert or if you're empathic. If you really pick up on the needs of others and pick up on the emotions of others, and you get charged by things that you see that are emotionally impactful, even movies. Think about, like, I don't know about you guys, but once I became open and realized I was an empath, I could no longer watch horror movies, for example, because it just impacted me too deeply. Graham Ben, nice. Um, I'm gonna do the cards to do the pull on Lionsgate first, and then I'll see if there's time to do little readings afterwards, Heather. So first card, new beginnings, love it. So this is kind of what I was talking about. This is kind of like a new year. This is the fruits of your harvest are coming forward, and it's time to bring them in and feel gratitude and recognize how far you have come, how much work you have done, how hard you have been working. You have all been working so hard to understand yourselves, to figure things out in your life, to understand yourself more, to have more compassion for yourself, to have more space in your life to be who you want to be instead of doing. All of that takes a lot of courage. So spend some time today or even tomorrow in this Lionsgate energy reflecting on how far you have come. Are you willing to do that? Because oftentimes we're always leaning so forward into what we want next and why that thing isn't here yet that we're never actually in the moment arriving in what we have already created and accomplished. Right now, you're experiencing something in real time that you dreamt of maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, maybe 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe when you were a child. You have achieved your dream right here, right now. Will you take the time to acknowledge that? And what happens when we acknowledge these things is that you do allow this new beginning to come. It starts moving forward into what's next. You open your heart to what you've achieved, you open your heart to what's next, and you're excited about how you're able to create these things in your life. Ah, hi from Winnipeg. Hi. Ah, thank you, Terry. Iceberg. So this one, the word there, submerged. I'm more drawn to the blue here though. So this is about, they're really kind of showing me the throat area. So hands up if you've been finding a lot of pressure in your throat. I actually reached out to my mentor yesterday to be like, I don't know what's happening, but oh my gosh, like I feel like I have a frog in my throat sometimes. I feel like there's a lot of activity here in my throat sometimes. Even in my meditations, I've actually really been focusing on the throat chakra, to, and the high heart as well too. I guess that kind of, so this area has just felt very tense. Often where I experience anxiety personally has just been kind of feeling like it's being massaged. So when we have the iceberg card come up, it's really about the unseen. And for me, what they're really showing me is that this has more to do with the fact that the logical mind is not going to be able to explain what is happening here. This is a purely spiritual experience that is happening. It is an opening of your truest form coming through into your physical body, which can feel uncomfortable sometimes. So let go of trying to figure out what this is. Maybe you have a cold right now. Maybe you have a scratchy throat right now. Maybe you feel really constricted right now. Start letting go of needing to know why or the story behind it, and just allow yourself to kind of focus on flow there. Allow, like, imagine these icebergs, even imagine like ice kind of like cooling the area and just kind of relaxing any kind of swelling that you're feeling there, because there's information that's going to start coming through you that feels so aligned to wisdom and your truth, and you're not even going to have to think about it at all. It's just going to start showing up. You're going to see it happening in conversations with people who you feel there's an equal flow with. You're also going to feel kind of hits to keep your mouth shut. Because even if we have wisdom, if it's not being asked for, we should not be giving it. So allow the Lionsgate to kind of rebalance and realign what's happening in your speaking area. One thing that I was called to do today was actually use a singing bowl and speak prayers throughout my house, because I was feeling so much pressure. And that actually offered a lot of release. I just let it come through me, like what I wanted to see in the household, the vibe that I wanted to come through, the way I wanted to draw the gate, like 8-8 energy into this space, into the land that my house sits on. Allow yourself to kind of hum or sing. Those things can also shift energy for you if it feels too woo woo to to do a chakra clearing, or allow energy to move. Anything that's going to allow your vocal cords to vibrate is really going to help move some of that through as well, and expand it into your body so it can be more settled and grounded into the now. So expect this gateway to amplify your ability to speak from a neutral, loving, compassionate space too. Utah, cool. Okay. I want to do one more. Oh, yay. This was one of the, I love this card so much. This was one of the August cards too. So I did do a full card reading on YouTube, the themes of the month. And this was one of them. Continue allowing this to come forward. And guys, blessings are always here. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but really, if we're not looking for them, we're probably not going to see them. So again, if you do that first step I was talking about, which is looking at how far you have come, accepting the fact that you are living a version of a dream you had in the past right now, and allowing your heart to open to what's coming next. This is what's coming next. This is what's coming next. So if you've been in a space where you are feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, emotional, agitated, uncertain, um, full of doubt, it is time to start allowing some of these practices to come in, which is intentionally sitting in quiet and thinking about things, not stimulating your brain with Netflix, social media, calling a friend, None of those things. We all have all of these tools. We collect tools. We consume information. Especially, I know those of you that are in this group and listening. We've read all the self-help books. We follow all the people on social media who offer spiritual advice and tips and things that we can do. And we get all of these tools in our tool belt. And then we have so many tools that we get overwhelmed when we look at the tools and we go look for another tool. Stop looking for tools. Either pick one that I talked about just now, today, in this video, or pick one that you already have in there that feels right to you. It's time to start the practice. It's time to start becoming the thing that is going to lead you into what's next in your life. If you will be brave enough to stop for a minute, stop consuming, recognize how far you've come, recognize how many blessings are yet to come into your life, and use one of those tools in your tool belt. I'm so honored that you guys joined me here today. I actually won't have time to do personal readings, but I will come back on soon, I promise. And I'm wishing you a glorious Lionsgate Day and beyond. It's probably going to last for about 3 or 4 days. Looking forward to chatting again soon. Bye.